Well, good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? It's a slow start here, that's for sure. Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Let's try and do a couple of different things here. Oh. So we'll see if anybody actually shows up for today's live stream. It'll be interesting enough. We have a lot to share, few things going on. Things are just what it is. Ah, let's see. Okay. So, first thing I need to know is how is the volume? Is it cutting out? Is it dropping out? We had an issue, and I think we actually had too much volume. I think it was clipping, automatically clipping it. Oh, I think we were over volume in the past. So we're trying StreamYard again, but this time with a different setup. So just a bill says it's 5 by 5. So you can hear me okay. It's not too low, not too high. It's not cutting in and out. That's kind of the beginning of how it goes there. AJ Hoppa, good morning. Aloha. How you doing? Mike Ross. How you doing, Mike? Thanks for joining. AJ, just a bill. Thank you for joining as well. Wow. So we shall see how it goes. We think we may have figured out what was going on with the volume, but we will have to wait and see. So if you do hear it cutting out, please let me know. I used StreamYard to do a recording yesterday, and quite literally, it was not good. I mean, the recording was the content was good of the recording, but it was clipping. It was it was cutting in and out, and I don't know why. I think it was because the volume settings were overpowering it. I'm not sure. Could have had something to do with the internet, but we'll see. James Gilbert. Good morning, James. How you doing? Glad to have you. Good morning, Jerry. Mike, third cup of coffee. Well, it's my second pot of coffee, which is not a good thing. I wish I was just on my third cup. Good morning, Ricky Last. How you doing? Thanks for joining. JJ and the Lonely Bull, or JJ the Lonely Bull in Asia. How you doing, JJ? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, Mike, the last upload that I did was fine. But that was not done in StreamYard. I did a video that I really am not happy with to upload. And so I didn't because the the voice was uh was just dead. Not dead, but it was clip. It would come and go, and I don't know. So AJ says it sounds like I'm underwater at times. Okay. All right. Let's see what everybody else seems to think about it. Greetings, Mike and Arlen. You're fading in and out. That is the same problem I had last time. So let's do this. Okay, I just made another adjustment, and we'll see if that's any better. So starting from here, let me know if it's fading in and out or clipping in and out. Mike says he meant the content. Yeah, that content. I actually kind of like that. I like numbers. I like economics, finance. I really do. And so that was actually fun video to make. It certainly presented some different views, and the comments certainly showed it. Mike, I'll be in the background. I'm working. Okay, Miyagi, thanks so much for dropping in. James says, got my new passport now. I have to do a trip to Manila to get it registered and renew my visa. Good deal, James. I'm glad you were able to get it. Um, I don't know what it's been. I know a lot of the government agencies, because of the flooding, but um, I'm hoping they're back to normal. Just a bill. Yep, was volume at first, but now fades some. Okay. Philly in the Philippines. Good morning, Brian. How you doing? VX Prepper, still not the best sound. I just don't know what else to do. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem in Skype. I don't have a problem in Zoom. I don't have a problem in Ecamm. Let's give it a little bit and see what happens with it. Aloha, Philly in the Philippines. Philippine Antics, Heidi and George. Good morning, Heidi and George. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope it stayed good and dry over there on your side of town. Over here, it got very wet. In fact, the street in front of our condo at its worst was about, how a street is kind of like curved, to where the middle of the street is the highest point, so it will shed water to the edges. Um, at one point, our street was about a foot deep, but only for about an hour or so, and then just the edges. George, good morning, George. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So, I guess maybe we could go ahead and get started. Let's start with this whole issue right about, let me get this set up the right way, and let's see if this part will even work. Well, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to at all. Wait a minute. Let's just do this. And boom. And there we go. So, Hoppa, AJ, credit to him, turned me on to this. I haven't seen it in the news here, but I certainly saw it once he turned me on. So, woman charged with human trafficking in Pampanga. Now, I want you to pay attention to this because it is multifaceted in its end result. The end result is much more than you would think. So, criminal charges were filed against a woman who was arrested. Whoops, by agents of the National Bureau of Investigation, the NBI. So this is not little stuff. This is big stuff. Okay. And oh, Arlen tells me my voice is cutting in and out again. Let me. I want to try one more thing. Let's see here. Let me check real quick. I want to see if this had something to do with it. Just a minute. Yep, that's part of the problem right there. Okay, I made another change. Now we'll have to wait and see. Let's just double check and see if it kept it. And it's not, it's automatically adjusting. I don't understand that at all. So I'm going to do one more thing to kind of mess with it here. I apologize. This is why I don't know why StreamYard is doing this. I really don't know. But we're going to put that there. All right. And then we're going to come over and whoops, cancel that. Oh, I almost killed the whole thing. Almost. Hang on just a second. Going to try one more thing here. Okay, now so let's see what happens in this instance. All right. So, anyways, getting back to this, director Jamie Santiago said the woman who he did not identify underwent inquest proceedings before the Angeles prosecutor's office, which to me means it was somebody in Angeles. Okay. But it could be just because maybe that's where there we go, where the actual NBI office is, where she was charged with laws penalizing the online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, human trafficking, and child abuse. So, I mean, this is a big deal. The suspect was arrested in an entrapment operation. So they were watching her. And it was after they were reported by a NGO, a non-government organization, informed the MBI about her illegal activities. So what happens at that point is Santiago said the suspect offered the sexual services of females, including minors, aged 13 to 17 on social media platforms for between 3 and 5,000 pesos. The suspect also sent photographs through Facebook Messenger. The suspect was apprehended after she negotiated with an NBI agent posing as a client for the sexual services of four girls in exchange for 12,000 pesos. Now, let's talk about that for just a minute. All right. So, AJ, just so you know, Arlene sent me a message to give you. She says, I can't throw a pillow and Mike use it because Mike might use it against me that I'm an abusive wife. Oh, yeah, we don't want that to happen. All right. That we don't want to use. Um, all right. So, first off, let me catch up uh, a couple of comments here, and then we will go into the bigger implications of this. Uh, Philippine Antics, George and Heidi, we are high and dry. Drove through some areas yesterday. Good to hear. Good deal. Some idiot vlogger from Cebu IT Park said you are passing misinformation. Don't know. Is that organized business guy, whatever his name is, the guy with cerebral palsy? If it is, I'm just going to leave the poor guy be. All right. There's no sense in going trying to argue with someone that's got a handicap. One reason they have banned pogos. Yeah, Arlen, I know you're listening. Papa says, just throw the pillow anyways. X-Prep, PX Prepper. I hope she was dumb enough to keep all the clients' mails to other BUs. That is something we're going to go into, Prepper. That is something we are going to go over soon as I get caught up on these. Bruce, how you doing, Bruce? Hope you're home well and good. All right. Uh, Prepper, those mama signs keep all the info. Exactly. It's their get out of jail free card. Mike Ross is absolutely correct. Mike's Philippine Journey is in here. Wow, we got a lineup of stars today. We've got Mike's Philippine Journeys in here. Philippine Antics is in here. Philly in the Philippines was in here. Jeez. Bill, I'm sure she isn't smart enough to wipe her tracks on her gadgets. Dardos, buenos dias, senor. Hope you're doing well. Okay, I was wrong. I don't know what you were wrong about, Jerry. Did I miss something? Jerry. I wish there was a way I could just like kind of highlight people and see all of their comments to catch up. Mike's Philippine Journey. What tool are you using to hide? You know what? I'll have to look it up and get back. I've had that installed for so long, I don't even know what it's called offhand. But I will drop that in your Discord. Mike, you're going in and out again. Ugh. Papa, is it your cable connection? No, I don't have a problem with this when I use Zoom. I don't have a problem when I use Skype. I don't have a problem when I use Ecamm. So I don't know what it is. Driving fastest growing. Okay, so let's get on with this. We'll catch up with more of the comments later. First off, those of you that live in expat communities, keep your eye out on expats that just suddenly decide they're leaving town or they're leaving um, the Philippines. Just saying. Number two, you can rest assured that this woman has receipts, Facebook Messenger, text receipts, everything, monetary receipts. All right, through Palawan and wherever she's picking up money to arrange this stuff. She's got everything that she needs to turn over for NBI to trace it backwards, and everything to get her charges reduced as much as possible. All right. Everything. They do this. They know that their days may be numbered and they know that they can do it. And they know that if they'd rather hand over a bigger fish. So, yes, indeed. These girls on Tinder, and I can tell you right now, we've got a friend. He's actually a friend, and he uses Tinder, and a couple of girls that he's met have introduced him to more girls. That's how this kind of stuff kind of starts, and it is not something. It's certainly not something you want to deal with. That's for sure. All right. That's why we say always, your best bet is to make sure you see a valid ID. Okay. Dealing with freelancers and stuff like that, that's just, I don't know, that would be a recipe for disaster. So that's kind of where we stand with that. Let's see here. James Gilbert. Yes, that is him. Yeah, you know what? Um, all I can say is that the data is the data. It came from the Philippine Statistic Authority. It came from the World Bank. It came from verifiable stuff. It did not come out of the barely lit closet that he is doing his videos from. All right. And you know what? It's another issue of troll and he's looking for somebody to argue with him to help generate. his views. He's looking for that. Um, and I feel sorry for I feel sorry for him, and so I'm just not going to respond. I really and truly am not. He has a bona fide medical issue, and so be it. Miyagi, C.J. McKinley. Yeah. All right. Pretty sure that's the right way. Mike Ross, is that from Suits or your real name? AJ says expats can run and leave the Philippines. I just hope the Philippines have an extradition treaty with those countries that they expats run to. I think they do too. But you know what I also think, wonder, AJ, is will the Philippines invest the money to fly them back? You can get them, but whether they'll spend the money to go after them is a different story. Bryce, do you think White Tower by Candy will be up and running by Christmas? No, no way in Hades. All right, that is not going. It's not even. It'll be lucky to be up and running by next Christmas. I mean, that the whole interior of that and a lot of other stuff needs to be done. So no, I don't think there's any way. The way those expats can be brought to justice and face, yeah, it would be nice, Hoppa. It really and truly would. Just Facts. What's up, Mike? Hey, Just Facts. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello, hello. So the flooding has been a major issue. Before the storm got here to Angeles, 2 days before it got here, it was kind of pounding Mindanao, and we actually got hit hard um, down in Kitcherow. Our home in Mindanao got hit pretty hard. Uh, we didn't have, well, we did have some damage. We had, to make a long story short, we had a air conditioning condenser drain pipe became disconnected from a gutter drain pipe, and the rain was so fierce it was gushing water out onto the second floor balcony, and some of that leaked down. And that's more our fault than anything. We should have sealed that, and we should have caulked those tiles where they met the um, walls. But I just never felt like it was going to be an issue, and it wasn't one of those things that was high on my list. Okay, Prepper, I'll put the microphone closer, and we'll see if that stops part of the problem. Let's see here. So let me know if that maybe makes a difference. Mike Ross, it's just a made up name, but you're like the 10th person. Yeah, Mike Ross. That was a great Suits was a great show. It really was. So, what have you heard of the progress of the railway? I believe Manila to AC. It's in full swing. I did see a virtual presentation that the railway provided, and then they did a tour of some of the cars. And I got to tell you, I'm not impressed. I hate to say it. It looks like, uh, um, you know what? It just it looks like it's going to be an uncomfortable 45-minute ride. They're they're just for this day and age, um, you wouldn't expect it. I don't think. Yeah, I would have expected a little bit more in the way of seating, but you know what? Maybe that's not the end result. I don't know. So Jerry says, yes, that's better audio. Okay, we'll give it a try. Good day, Mike. Hey, Ruby. Welcome. How's Australia today? So let's see what else I have queued up. Oh, how about this one? Let's see here. Let me bum 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 bum. So let me share screen again. Do 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 do. Bureau of Immigration, according to the Bureau of Immigration yesterday, Bureau of Immigration bars 69 alien sex offenders from entering the Philippines in the first semester. Okay. And we told you, everybody, all of and everybody that has been here telling you about they're getting strict. Not so much strict because they should be, but they're getting very, very done up with the fact that they are going to catch them. They are absolutely going to catch them. Now, in a statement, and we'll put this back up here. In a statement, the Bureau of Immigration said its officers at the airports barred from entering the country 69 foreigners for being sex offenders from January to June of this year. Immigration Commissioner Norman Tens, man, I'm going to murder this guy's name. I hope he doesn't take offense. Norman Tensinko said the number of sex offenders denied entry during the first semester is lower compared to the 84 alien sex predators who were excluded same period last year. Since they go out of the 58 of the excluded passengers are registered sex offenders or persons with record of convictions for sex crimes in their country. The rest are either subjects of pending complaints or are under investigation or prosecution for various, which means they haven't even been tried or convicted. That's getting pretty tight. According to the BI, the Philippine Immigration Act provides, moral turpitude. Statistics show that 48 Americans top the list. You horny little Americans, I'm telling you. Um, you horny little deviant Americans, followed by 4 Britons and 2 Australians. Uh, then there's also a German national, an Indonesian, and a overseas British national from Papua New Guinea. So that's what they've got going on there. Boom. Let's see here. All right, let me try and catch up with some of the comments here. Bruce, yeah, I'm home. Got back Wednesday night. Well, I hope you're all caught up on sleep. The rail would be the same as the MRT, LRT. It is exactly what it is, AJ. They showed it. They showed they had 2 cars on display and they showed it. And it's, a line of plastic seats down each side and bench seats going down each side and handheld stuff. I'm just thinking, when I compare it to Europe, when I compare it um, uh, Japan, to Hong Kong, it's a step back. I really kind of expected a little bit, a little bit more, to be honest with you. When do you plan to return to the Philippines, Bruce? Mike Ross wants to know. 69 sex offenders got to be a joke in there somewhere. You know what, Bill? I didn't catch that until you said it. I didn't even think about it. Halloween's a little over 2 months away. How prepared are you? You know what, Kevin? Not at all. We won't start prepping until we get back from Mindanao. So it'll be mid September before we start prepping. Greg Kelly. Hi, Mark and Arlen. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well as also. Thanks for coming in at the end of October. So Bruce going to be back in time for Halloween, maybe. AJ says they're upgrading their computer software programs and not letting the public know about it. Who's upgrading? Are you talking about Bureau of Immigration is upgrading or the trained people are upgrading? I don't know. Philippine immigrants slowly moving. It's a matter of when, not if. And Ruby's right. Miracle, we won. I'm not sure. What did we win, Eric? Barry Graham, keep those creeps out. Bruce, yeah, it's fast, Mike, but my wife is over and we're going to the province. Ah, okay. All right. YouTube blocked that comment because it has 69 and sex in the same sentence. Oh, okay. I saw it. Sorry about that. There is not one Kit Kat in the house currently. Not a single. There's not one Kit Kat. There's not one milk. There might be one Milky Way mini in the house. I'm not sure. Arlen sneaks them. Arlen is not a big candy bar person at all. Um, but every now and then she'll sneak one. AJ says, to my understanding, yes, yes, they are. They did. They are the ones that did the financing for it. They provided the financing for the Clark Manila Rail. Will the railroad serve rice and Red Horse? I don't think so. But there's no telling. Philly says they need to crack down on the sick bastards that prey on these underage kids that are already. Yeah, they should. They absolutely should. And I don't know how that transpires. Um, I will tell you why. And some of you are going to not appreciate what I'm going to say. You're not going to like it. I detest that issue, but I don't get involved, talk to, donate, or do anything to these NGOs that, are a part of tracking people down and going after them. And here's why. The reason is it has been proven that those places are where predators go to help find targets, and it is there. But and they do everything they can to weed them out. I'm sure. AJ, will there be a train that go to? And yes, there'll be a train stop. There's going to be a major train terminal right here in Angeles City, out by the airport. But yes. Let's see here. I tried strawberry ice cream was good. Yeah, strawberry ice cream is good. You were talking about credit the other night. What are the terms for home loans? Um, okay, I looked at home loans years ago. not and I didn't look at it from a foreigner's point of view. I don't think they really cared. I looked at loans that pertain to SMDI or DMCI, the two big condo builders. I wanted to see what it was like. The most you could get for a mortgage was like 12 years. And this was probably 10 years ago. I just wanted to see what it was. So this was like 10 years ago. Then I checked in the US. Could I deduct the interest on that loan? And no, because it was not a loan in the United States. That's about all I can tell you about those loans. Bruce, I'm not sure since I don't live in AC. Maybe one of the AC peeps can answer that. There you go. They should take people's passports who have offense on their record. They should. They should. Okay. So yeah, so I don't have an absolute answer for what the current situation is. The percentage rate, I remember when I looked at it out of curiosity. We didn't finance, we don't finance anything here. Um, uh, in fact, even in the US, everything's paid for. But it seems to me the interest rate was absurd. Um, but that's all I can tell you. AJ, it would make sense to have a stop near SM. There is supposed to be a stop. In fact, if you go to the parking garage over at SM Clark and you go to the upper floor of the parking garage or the roof, whatever, if you look over, you'll see the support trusses, all right, the pillars that the rail is going to sit on, and you can tell they start to lower down, and you can tell they're building. You can also see almost an entire city of workers. So yes, there is supposed to be a stop at SM. There'll be a stop at the airport, and there'll be a complete multi-train terminal. Um, um, a terminal train staging area out by the airport. Mike OBJ, the BA is the one upgrading. Yes, I think so. I don't doubt it for a second. I think BI is going to. I think BI is going to integrate, and that's also part of the e-travel system. I think BI is going to automatically be notified when your visa expires and you aren't registered in the system as leaving. I mean, keep in mind, BI already checks you into the country and checks you out. Now they just need, I mean, it would be a simple database to maintain. Come on, AJ. Since when has the Philippines done anything railway related that makes sense? I don't know. You know what? When they built the MRT, um, and it's still to this day, it's heavily used. Possible OSHA has delayed the process. I don't think OSHA. Uh, um, Look, you know what? I literally saw a guy the other day working on White Tower. All right. I had my binoculars. I was looking at him. He was welding in some balcony supports from the 14th floor. And he was hanging on to a partially welded rail system while welding another. And he had no safety harness on whatsoever. So I'm not sure OSHA is all that accurate. Uh, JJ, yeah, true, but I was under the impression Japanese were helping with the construction. I'm sure that they're being the overseers for sure. I'm certain the engineering and things like that, they may be done by firms. I mean, because a certain percentage of the work has to be done by contract with Filipino firms and Filipino workers, but the oversight, checks and balances, you bet, AJ. Absolutely. Brian 300, how you doing, Brian? Thanks for dropping in. Believe me, the US government will never return to the Philippines. Everything they need is in Guam. Ah, you know what? It might be there, but Philippines has some advantages. Oh, but the government, I don't know what you mean. You mean the US troops won't come or the US government won't come? The government's here already. We already have a um, embassy, and we certainly already have US troops in country. It is not hard to spot them. That's what I heard too. It's like the Japanese rail system would be nice. If they can do it like the Japanese rail system and continue to maintain it, it will be nice. You're absolutely right. Wish people would stop asking about U.S. Navy back in the Philippines. Never going to happen. I agree with you there, Brian. I don't think the Navy will ever come back. All right, or it will take a global conflict to bring them in. Uh, but will it? Won't it? I don't know. Do you think the value of Candy Palace will drop due to the fact trains is going in the back door? No, I don't. I'll tell you why. If it's built to the Japanese standards, you won't even know it. Now, I think the people on that side of Candy Palace and on the lower floors, because their view is going to be the train, yeah, they're not gonna, but then again, Um, no, I just don't think it will. I really don't. I think they may have a harder time, but those things are in Airbnbs and rentals. They'll just keep renting them. WS, there's a projected stop at SM Clark for the railway. It will go to Manila Airport. This will increase the airflow traffic at Clark and relieve from NAIA. Well, you know what, WS? That's true. Okay. Uh, but here's the other issue, and it's very, very endemic with the Philippines. Absolutely. If you go to the airport here, if you go to Clark Airport right now, I'm going to tell you something. If it gets, let's say it doubles in size, if it doubles in size, the roads, there's only three ways in, one of which I am sure that Clark itself is going to block off because it cuts right through the heart of Clark. So there's an in and an out, sort of like a north and a south, if you want to call it. And those are two-lane roads. They're going to get crowded, real crowded. They need to build up that infrastructure or it's going to be a parking lot getting to the airport and not. They're building military bases there. Yes, but they're Philippine bases. The US is only leasing space inside of those bases, and those bases are like something like 60 some odd, 70 some odd percent of the land of the those bases is Philippine. Make a railway stopping point at Walking Street. The expat visitors will fund it. I wouldn't. I'm not funding that, Kevin. Guaranteed if China invades Taiwan, the US interest level will go from a 2 to a 9. Oh, sure it will. Absolutely, JJ. It will. Will we see ships stationed here? I don't think so. Will we see fast, rapid response? That's what these bases are, okay, that ripple effect was talking about. Those are designed for rapid response areas. So, yeah, I think so. I certainly do. Let's see what else I have in the news here, if anything. Um, there was one other. Okay. Now let's present this and boom and share. So, DTI, the Department of whatever, all right, what is it? Trade and Industry, on Friday said a price freeze of basic necessities is now in effect in 7 areas due to the effects of the typhoon. According to DTI, these provinces will include Metro Manila, Batangas, Sianta and Brazil, Cavite, Oriental Mindanao, Mindoro, Bataan, and Bulacan. There have been slight increases, less than 1%. That is tolerable. We issue a warning to them. And this is all because of the hurricane, the typhoon. Okay. That's what it's all about. So, I mean, the amount of damage that's been caused by them is going to be significant or has been significant. Australia is doing the ship repair on U.S. Navy ships now. We are there now, people. I work for them. Our Air Force is currently investing in Philippine air bases, new runways, etc. Yeah. Oh, we are building up the Philippines bases, but we're not. It is against the Philippines Constitution currently to have a foreign base here in the Philippines permanently. They'll need to build bypass roads in less congested areas in Pampanga, Dao, and Clark. Yeah, they will. But will they do it, AJ? I don't know. Ripple effects as President Marcos took office in 2020 allowed American forces and weapons access to 4 additional Philippine military bases, bringing to 9 the number of sites where U.S. troops are. Yes, and actually there will be 11. All right, that's been expanded. Ripple effect. Yes. All right, allow forces and weapons access in a state of emergency is the key words in that if you actually go and look it up, and they are to be pre-positioned for disaster relief. Can you live anywhere? Why are you not in a nice island beach location? Well, man, yes, I could live. We can live anywhere. Our Mindanao home is not far from the beach at all. We live here, and we've said this before, and I'll tell you why. I'm far enough away from Arlen's family to not worry about them dropping in, all right, unannounced or in advance. Notice I have a large group of expats here, of which I can speak with and hold intelligent conversations with. I have an international airport. I have um, malls, restaurants. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that we are here. Okay. And I mean, when you think about it, there are very few international airports with flights that connect to the US or direct to the US at the beach. If there's a way to make money through military indistinguishable complex, then the warmonger hawks in Congress will definitely fund. Yeah, JJ, you're probably right. My girlfriend and her family lost all her belongings in the floods. Oh, Craig, I am so sorry to hear that. I wish her the best of luck and the family. I hope they're all okay. Divya is correct. No new base US based. Subic is least. China is more of a threat than China is a huge threat. Absolutely huge threat. Location, location, location. You know, the most important base right now that they're talking about is the base that they're building at the far northern tip of Luzon. That's the base that is less than like 250 miles from Taiwan. That little spit of land there. Mike, don't forget. Oh, yes, absolutely. The medical facilities as well, Ruby. I don't know how I managed to forget that. I apologize. Barry, how bad was the damage in Marilla after the storm? I think you're saying Manila after the storm. It, you know what? We probably won't know for a couple of days how bad it is. We know it's bad. We know there's a lot of damage. And one of the other things people need to recognize is the standing water afterwards from floods. You know, you can go from a 3 foot, um, 3 foot high flood to just like an inch or so of water left on the ground because it's saturated. Those are mosquito breeding grounds. Dengue may become a problem. Don't forget yeah, Hoppa nose. I don't know how I forgot it. I really don't. Because I'm so used to it, I just didn't think about it. Man, why live on the beach? Too many reasons not to just visit anytime you want. Yeah, um, I think so. Brian, man, Mike is in the perfect area to live. If you're a foreigner age 55 and above, Angeles has everything, especially medical. Yes, we do. We have a ton of medical. All right. It just really is. We have medical, we have an airport, we have an infrastructure. It ain't great, but it's good. All right. I have steady, high speed fiber internet. I have everything that I could ask for. And it takes an airplane to get Arlen's family over here. JJ says another. Um, Whoops, I missed that. Another reason I love BGC, no flooding. Yes, absolutely. And AJ's right. More worried about leptospirosis and malaria. You bet. There's all kinds of problems. All kinds of problems. I arrived back on the 7th. How's construction on Walking Street? It's a disaster. It's a disaster. I don't know. We haven't been down there in 2 weeks now, at least. All right. Just not going to do it. It's nasty. And if you want the beach experience, only a couple hours drive to Subic or Zambales. Subic, I would not go to. Zambales, different story. Zambales is nice. I wouldn't you couldn't pay me to go knee deep in the water at Subic, but I would go to Zambales. Arlen actually went camping last year, I think it was, maybe a little over a year ago. Her and some of her girlfriends, they went up to Zambales and went camping. Um, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So it was interesting, that's for sure. Okay, folks, I tell you what, I've covered everything I'm going to cover today. There are other live streams going on. I appreciate you guys dropping in. I really do. We appreciate everything and all of you. We thank you and have a great day.